Welcome to HSA History, second and third grade. Today we're going to do it in the kitchen because we're going to have to deal with water. So let's start out with the list of things that you're going to need today. You're going to need a pretty good sized container of water, about 1 foot by 9 inches of water, only about 2 or 3 inches deep. You're also going to need the attachments printed out on this email that I'm sending you. This is the cover page. You know what to do with it. You cut it out and put it in your baggie. And you're also going to need your baggie that we have every week. You're going to need about 5 or 6 or 7 marbles or something very heavy and small that you can drop. You're going to need a piece of paper, and you're going to need a marker for today. Okay, today we are going to talk about, as you know, World War II. Okay, so get this piece of paper and cut it out. Cut out the cover page and put it in your baggie right now before we start. Today we'll be talking about World War II. While you're cutting this out, I'll be talking to you right now. We'll be talking about World War II today. And we'll talk about generally what started it and the countries involved in it. We're also going to talk about how America got pulled into it and how it ended. But we're going to focus on how America got pulled into it on a time in history called Pearl Harbor. All right, for your first part, right now I have a dry erase map up here on my wall. As you know, we have North America, South America, Europe, Africa, Asia is all over here, and the islands in the Pacific are included in Asia. We also have Australia down there. World War II generally started because this guy in Germany, Germany is right here, I'm circling it in red. His name was Hitler. I'll put his name up here, Hitler. Now, Hitler decided that he wanted to rule all of Europe and then expand out into the rest of the world. That was his dream, to rule the whole world. But he wanted to start in Europe and expand out and mainly run Europe to begin with. He had some friends who were going to help him do this. He had the nation of Italy, remember the boot that we talked about. And he also had Japan, way over here on the other side of Asia. These powers, when they were joined together, were called the Axis powers. They were, quote, the bad guys of the war. But Germany was generally the lead nation. Now, the good guys that were fighting against Hitler from overruling the whole world, Europe and eventually the whole world, were Great Britain, right here, we'll circle them in black, France, which you know is right there next to Germany, Russia, this big, big country over here, and China. These were the good guys. They were called the Allied nations. Axis powers against the Allied powers in World War II. America really didn't get pulled into the war. Eventually, though, until later on, when Japan, one of the Axis nations, attacked America at this place called Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor is right here on the 15th North parallel, and it's in the Hawaiian Islands, okay? So, America, well, what they did was they attacked the Pearl Harbor. They attacked Pearl Harbor, where we had a naval base, and you can see the cartoon story of them attacking Pearl Harbor in the link that I sent you on this email. Generally, they attacked Pearl Harbor. They sank a whole bunch of American ships, and then America said, oh my goodness, we can't let Japan do that to us. We can't let the Axis powers attack us like that. So we are going to join on the Allied power side. So that's when America joined the war. Okay, so now we have America also in World War II. After, America helped, we bombed Japan with 2 atomic bombs, and we helped the Allied nations, Great Britain and France and stuff, to take over and drive Hitler back into Germany, and eventually the Allied powers won the World War II. And at the Treaty of Versailles on June 28, 1919, it was signed and World War II was over. Germany and the rest of the Axis powers were pushed back into their homelands again, and the Allied powers won the war. Today, as I said, we're going to focus on how the attack of Japan on Pearl Harbor that caused America to be drawn into World War II. This is where you are going to need your second attachment. We're going to make a little boat and have our own little World War II Axis power attack on World War II. Okay, so this is where you'll need your piece of paper. I'm going to fold mine. You can get moms and dads to help you fold it. It's real easy. You just fold it in half, just like that. And then you fold it in half again, just like that. And then you unfold it. Make sure the folded edge is at the top. Fold these two sides down, just like this. Moms and dads can help at this point. Remember, you got to line it up with the fold. I got to do mine again because I didn't line it up with the fold perfectly. There you go. All right, line it up with the fold perfectly. Then you take one of the bottom pieces down here, just one side, not both of them, and fold it up like that, so it looks like this. Then you turn it around and fold the other bottom side up like this. Yeah, actually you fold these down first, sorry. Then you fold the other side up like that. All right, so there you go. So on one side it looks like this, on the other side it looks like this. Okay, then you clip it in the middle and pull the middle apart. So it goes like this. Now make sure this is all tucked down just in piece number 9. See how it's tucked down nicely? You want it just like that on number 9. Okay, and then you fold this up just like that. Moms and dads can help you, I'm sure they are, because this can be a little tricky. I had to do it a few times. And then you flip it over and do the same thing on both sides. See how this one's folded up? And then I flipped it over and did the same thing on this side. Okay. Then you open it up in the middle. You come to the middle, you open it up like that, and you pull the sides down. Okay. So it looks like a little hat. If you ever read Curious George, he made a whole bunch of these, and he floated them in a pond once. If you read that Curious George book, I used to read it to my kids all the time. But it can also be a boat. Now this is where you're going to need your marker. Here's my marker. Here's my marker. And on one side, you're going to write the word USA, because this was Pearl Harbor USA boats. These were our boats that were sunk by the Japanese. See, I got USA on one side, and the other side with a good marker, I want you to write Pearl Harbor. Moms and dads can help you spell it. Pearl Harbor right there. P-E-A-R-L space H-A-R-B-O-R. Pearl Harbor. Okay? There's your little boat. There. Now, you want to put your boat in the water. Float your little boat. This is Pearl Harbor, by the way, this water right here. Now, these are your bombs. Now, you might think it's real easy just to do this, but actually it's pretty hard. You got to go by and try to drop the bomb, because you're the Japanese plane. Drop the bomb in the boat. Oh, got that one. Okay, now I got to go this way. Oh, I missed that one. My bomb just died. Anyway, you got to go back now. Oh, got it in there. Okay, here's a big bomb. Boom! And we're sinking the boats at Pearl Harbor. No, no, no! Oh my gosh, my boat sunk. It only took 4 bombs. Get a close-up of that, Josh. My boat sunk. It died. It lived a good life, but it died. Anyway, take your boat out. It's going to be fun, because sometimes you miss. The first time I did this, I missed a whole bunch of times. Take your boat out and put them on here. Let them dry out so you can keep them in your bag later on as a memory of attacking Pearl Harbor, the Japanese attacking Pearl Harbor there. He's all wet, but he'll dry out in time. Anyway, put that in your baggie with your cover page. Put it in your baggie when it dries out, not now. And you can even put a bomb in your baggie to help you remember. Okay? So, this video that you're watching right now, plus the video that I mentioned on your email, the link to the Pearl Harbor cartoon I sent you, and this activity is your class today. Don't forget to put everything in your baggie. Put your baggie in your homework folder. Don't also forget to do your homework this week on Pearl Harbor. Okay, so that's about it. I hope you enjoyed history class in my kitchen, and I will get back to you next week. Enjoy it. Oh, and moms, don't forget, take pictures and send the homework to joyfullone@gmail.com. joyful1@gmail.com. That's J-O-I, though. That's my aide, and she's taking notes on homework. So, thank you for joining me for History in the Kitchen, and I'll be back next week.